Kevin Schrum and Jim Don Moyer of amendment number 10 to the Capital Area Behavioral Health Collaborative Agreement. And that is an agreement between the Department of Human Services, DHS, and the county for our participation in the Health Choices program. It's been an ongoing program for years. Periodically there are amendments forwarded for approval to that agreement rather than new agreement. They just keep on tweaking it over the years. And Kevin provided a copy of those, and some of them are having to do with capitation payments, accreditation of providers, various things. Bottom line is that in order to continue participating in Health Choices, you must approve this amendment and agree to participate. It was reviewed by legal counsel for the Behavioral Health Collaborative, and he's recommending the approval by each county.
And I'll make a motion to approve the amendment as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions? If not, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So moved.
Okay, have a request from the Lebanon County Historical Society for, basically for their annual letter that A, allocates $20,000 in funds for the current year, and B, certifies them as the primary designated historical society in Lebanon County.
Also move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we honor the request of the Historical Society. Any questions? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So moved.
Okay. Have some appointments and resignations and appointments for the Lebanon County Commission for Women. We've received resignations from Aspasia Yeager and Susie Beaver, both have resigned, so accept their resignation if you would.
And are resigning from?
Oh, the Commission for Women.
Okay. Is Susie moving or something? Or she's young?
I don't have a copy of the letter. I don't know. They just
I know
informed
Aspasia's
us.
moving. I don't remember Susie's circumstance.
Want to make that motion, Commissioner?
Surely I so move.
Second it.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept those resignations. Any questions? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So moved.
And following up on that, there are two recommendations for appointments to the commission, and they are for Jane Schott Yorty of Lebanon, and let's see,
Elizabeth.
yeah, the second
Murray.
being Dr. Relishka Muhire. Dr. Muhire is with WellSpan, has been for several years now, based at the Good Samaritan, and I'm looking for Jane Yorty if you have any. Let's see here. Oh, it's Catherine Schott's daughter. I didn't know that. She has an agriculture background, lifelong, going back generations, and lives on a 20-acre farm in Cornwall Borough. So that's what's in the letter.
Make a motion to approve those two appointments to the Women's Commission.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve those appointments. Any questions? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So moved.
And then from that I have three proclamations. The first being for the Sertoma Club's annual Service to Mankind Award, which is going to be awarded at a dinner, I think, tomorrow. As always, this is embargoed, I guess, information.
It's a secret, yeah.
So recipient this year is going to be Carol Christ, but that's
If you can hold that till tomorrow, guys.
right.
Motion.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the proclamation for the award for Carol. Any questions? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So moved.
Secondly, you've had a request to designate May as National Foster Care Month in Lebanon County. This is had this request from the Children's Home of Reading. that they are gathering as many counties to, for designating this as they can, so.
Make a motion to adopt that proclamation.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, so moved.
Lastly, a proclamation recognizing 2017's National Police Week, and that day that is designated by Congress for Peace Officers Day is May 15th. I believe there's a ceremony on that day. It was originally going to be the 16th. I think they backed it up because of Election Day, but
I didn't get a follow-up on that. I didn't.
Okay,
Is it
let
the
me-
15th
I didn't
then?
get a confirmation on when they're holding it
Yeah,
or
yeah.
where,
Okay,
because
I
they
think it's-
move around.
let me
I know he was
check
gonna
out.
change it because of election.
Okay, I think I have an email from Chief Wright. I didn't know that the others didn't get it, so I'll look for that quick, you know.
I'll make a motion on National Police Week, the 15th.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve that proclamation. Any questions? Not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
That's all I have.
You don't, is this just for information?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about it, you can, but
Okay.
yeah, that's a copy for each of you, and I also emailed it to you. This is House Bill 218, which was in the news a few weeks back. This is House Bill 218 is introduced by, passed by the House, has been forwarded on to the Senate. This is one of the bills relating to the state budget. We were made aware of it by the County Commissioners Association, and CCAP asked for some calculations on what the impact of this bill would be on Lebanon County, and this would affect funding for adult probation services, juvenile probation services, intermediate punishment, which is actually our Renaissance Crossroads program, reimbursements to the county for court, including senior judge reimbursement, interpreter grants, county court reimbursement, which is what we get for the per judge, as well as some human services development fund and homeless assistance. So, and I'll give you guys a copy if you're interested. But all total, these cuts would tally up to $981,000 under the county's current budget. So just short of $1 million, the largest of which would be the intermediate punishment, the elimination of the intermediate punishment line item, which is $611,000 that completely funds our Renaissance Crossroads drug rehabilitation program.
And what
which would
does
be a
1 mil
tremendous-
generate?
1 mil's about 10 million now.
Yeah.
So, and there was we've had emails back and forth with our legislators, and you've seen those. Initially, it seemed as though there was some talk in Harrisburg that this wasn't going to have a local impact, House Bill 218, which is where everyone, at least at our level and CCAP level, quickly jumped in to say, absolutely, there is a local impact. So, again, that's a House-passed bill. It's going to the Senate. Eventually, if passed the Senate, it goes to the governor. It's all part of the ongoing budget negotiations. So, remains to be seen whether it survives like that. But for now, it certainly is a big concern, and definitely would have a local impact.
Yes, I know on the board, that's how I got this sheet, and I started, and Jamie was very gracious to get all the numbers together for us. But here we are trying to fight heroin deaths and control the population at the prison, stop the cycle of recidivism. And if we get this budget cut, out goes one of our most successful rehabilitation programs, the Renaissance Crossroads program. We're dealing with lives here, and we can't afford to have, in the middle of a budget cycle, have all these cuts and no alternatives for these people. It's just not practical. And so I'm very thankful that we are able to show how the impact is locally, so that hopefully we can get that message to our elected officials at the state level.
Yeah, and if you recall, that court reimbursement was just cut last
Yes.
year.
Yeah. Without notice. I mean, it just happened.
Yeah.
In the middle of the budget cycle.
most of which are safety-related issues, and puts pressure on us to decide whether we want to fund those things locally or eliminate them. So those are two places that we don't want to be, but that's we're at the end of the food chain, so to speak. Any other comments regarding that? If not, Jeff?
I do have questions. I mean, it does put you in a dilemma, and what I'd like to, have you given any, obviously you've given this some thought, but do you have any idea where you're going? And what you might do if, for example, Crossroads does get cut? Are you going to follow through with the program, or are you going to let it go by the wayside because the county doesn't have the funding for it?
Well, I think it's it certainly isn't too early to think about it, and I think individually we probably have some thoughts, but I don't want to put the cart before the horse. I am still kind of disappointed with the House of Representatives. We made pleas certainly to our representatives on that bill, and I already emailed Senator Falmer, and I'm going to forward this page to him as well, indicating how important it is to the local county commissioners to reinstate that funding. I realize they have a huge dilemma. I mean, they have a budget shortfall, for the present year, which they have to try to cover. We all have it, but we still, we're hoping to do the day reporting center, which we essentially budgeted money for that at the county level, and that we look as a step forward, and then the state's going to put us in a position where we not only have to question that, but existing programs that are presently funded. So it certainly is a difficult situation to put county commissioners, and it's not just Lebanon County commissioners, it's across the state.
And I have faith that the state will work things out and they will hear our plea. Sometimes if they're at their desks, they don't know the real impact. So unless they hear from us, they have no way of knowing. If we don't speak up and share this kind of information so they have facts on which to make decisions, then we're going to get what we deserve. So this is why we have been proactive in trying to put this together and educate our state officials so they know the real impact on lives in Lebanon County.
Anything else? Okay. Thank you. Anything from the floor? If not, motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Okay, thank you. We stand adjourned.